The Scholastic Outreach Program of the Philippine Press Institute is an extension program of the Institute for educators and students. So we're talking about colleges, universities. Before pandemic, we did a lot of campus tours. We call it campus tours because we've been hopping from one campus to another. But pandemic set in, and that entailed a lot of adjustments on the part of the PPI, and that we thought that reaching to campuses that we haven't visited pre-pandemic, we can be able to do that. We could be able to do that via online. So luckily we had a lot of attendances, and that we were able to encourage some more schools not covered pre-pandemic. And it's really part of PPI's advocacy to not just train the future journalists, but I think we expanded the network already to include other students from outside communication and journalism courses. So wherever college or university you belong, for as long as you're interested, and that meaning interest for a particular topic. And for this year, we chose media at pandemia because we thought that on the third year of the pandemic, it's about time to take stock of what happened with the media industry, how journalists were conducting or doing their work as journalists, but at the same time also considering that those are different situations as well for them to do journalism. As we always say, these are exciting times to do journalism, exciting times to do journalism. But I think overall, we've thought that journalists have come to a point that they wanted to do more during the pandemic. And I think one way to get that message across our varied audiences was to be able to do a scholastic outreach program that is more relevant and more engaging, because these are shared experiences in the pandemic. So journalists doing the storytelling, but at the same time telling our audiences that this is what happened to us during the pandemic. More importantly, because people in the past haven't done any research program, so we started actually focusing the theme of the Scholastic Press Outreach Program on a particular research. Remember last year, for the first time, professors from the PUP, Polytechnic University of the Philippines, did a research on MIL, on democracy, and there are some innovations in the Scholastic Press Outreach Program. When we actually did that many years back, it was more focused on fake news, so it has actually evolved during the pandemic. So for the first time, we did a research on democracy resilience. That's actually a media and information literacy endeavor or undertaking the Philippine Press Institute. So PUP, some professors of communication journalism at the Polytechnic University of the Philippines, were able to conduct a research on democracy resilience. That was the topic of last year's Scholastic Press Outreach Program. So this year, it was media and pandemia, also focusing, whose reference was also a research this time from University of Santo Tomas. So you see the evolution of the Scholastic Press Outreach Program, and something that was more probably exclusive to PPI, meaning we thought of the program, etc., to something that have engaged the academics in terms of coming up with research for reference to a particular Scholastic Press Outreach Training Program.
So we're very excited for next year. Of course, with all our partners and with all that we've done this year. Parang inisip talaga namin, what else can we do and even better for 2023. And ang isa talaga nakita namin doon is maybe we need to expand our audience. So hindi lang yung usual allied audience natin, which is academe and college journalists. Next year, actually we started the initial discussions this year. Maybe we'll also talk to the Philippine National Police, to the Armed Forces of the Philippines, in particular sa Philippine Navy. We even had a bit of a discussion with the PILG kasi inisip namin na yung mga local government units also need to learn how to do fact-checking themselves, di ba? So these are the other sectors outside of our the usual audience of PPI, whom we may also, target next year for our RTDs, for our scholastic, or even for our training sessions. Okay, so for this year, we have this innovation that we introduced sa ating scholastic program. We crafted our own module to fight against disinformation and to teach people how to actually do fact-checking on their own. Kasi ayaw naman natin na parang very condescending yung dating, na tayo magsasabi, ito ang tama, ito ang mali, ito ang totoo, at ito ang peke. What we want is for people to do it themselves. Diba? Na kahit ordinaryong estudyante ka, college student, these are tools that you can use. Hindi mo kailangan mag-download, hindi mo kailangan magbayad to be able to use these tools. And on your own, you can already check, tama ba itong tinitingnan kong information? At kung hindi, baka dapat hindi ako padalos-dalos sa pag-share. So yun, and PPI is ambitious. Maybe eventually we can even do a module for high school students and even for elementary students. Why not? In Malaysia, for example, they're doing that, although they're doing it through a game. So malay natin, if things go according to plan and we find partners who can help us and collaborate with us, baka next year meron tayong PPI game para sa mga elementary students and how to teach them to do fact-checking.